have not recorded for a while. I'm getting other things set up, but it's taken longer than I had in mind. But I have been rather irked that my Dead Test Cartridge is dead. So I was going through a bin that I took to the World of Commodore in December 2019, which is now 6 months ago. More than 6 months ago. And I don't know if you remember, but I was going through an awful lot of 64s then to see what was what. And then the morning of the show, when I thought I'd gone through everything that I had, I was worried I didn't have anything to work on while at the show. So I went to my basement, and without even lifting a finger, I found 7 more 64s. So I have these 7 64s. I'm not going to look at all of them right now, but I'm really trying to figure out if this is really dead or not. It looks fine. I mean, I've used it a lot. I took an eraser to the connections. I can't find anything that looks broken, but, you know, we will see. So, I was recently out at an electronics store in Toronto, and remember, I had my still camera set up that I could see things. On this monitor.
The lesser of two evils is still evil.
Anyway, I had this set up so I could see things, but the connector was rather well, it really didn't fit. So I was down at a place in Toronto. There are many locations around, called Sayal Electronics. I was there to meet up with a fellow named Rudy to hand some stuff off. Or what were we doing? Anyway, I found what I thought would be a good cable to actually have a reliable output from this camera so I could put things up on this monitor. And indeed, it had the right connector, and I'm now using it to send a signal from this. Sorry. I have it, this monitor I can see, you can't see. This camera is now sending a signal all the way over to this one. And, by the way, the gender on the cable wasn't right, so I'm using the old cable that was meant to be used with a RF modulator on the 64. I always like those cables. So it does seem to be working. I haven't quite got the angles all worked out, but I will. But for the moment, we don't really have anything up there worthy of seeing, except for the opening screen, and I can't do anything to type on here. We'll go back. So, now I didn't put notes on these machines, which I should have done when I was at the World of Commodore, but I did remember that I wrote things down. So, what is this one? No serial number works. Blue label, strip. Oh, this must be P01540363. It says no keyboard. Works. Sound good. So, it does seem to be. Let me just check. Does that look like the right one? It does. Alright, indeed it has no keyboard. And as I look fondly inside, everything is pretty much soldered directly to the board. This, well, since it's working, it doesn't matter. I'm going to try my diagnostic cartridge. have a bad feeling it's dead. So I'm just going to put it in normally. I'm going to turn it on. It usually takes a little while.
Keep your plans secret for now.
This usually does take a while to come up. But this is too long. So now I'm going to do the old cartridge trick. I'm going to just tweak it. Ever. Oh, I can't even get it. Alright. I'll put it in. And I'm going to tweak it, pulling just a little bit on the left side. So it's just not quite straight in.
Look out! Behind you.
And nothing is happening. So I'm going to tweak it a little by pulling gently out on the right side. Often I find this more so works with Vic20s. Putting cartridges in. But I seem to remember the last time this worked, I tweaked it a bit. I did. And I know that this cartridge worked in these machines. These were the ones from the world of Commodore that I tested at the world of Commodore. And it's not doing anything. That is annoying. Okay. So, I'm going to put it straight in. And I'm going to tweak it a little from the left. And a little from the right. So it's straight, but it's a little farther out. Taking too long. Tweak again. It's now farther out, pretty straight. And so far, we have nothing. Nothing at all. So, I will take it out. These are pretty good magnifiers. And I will once again look for anything that looks really in distress. I see nothing. Well, someday soon, another cartridge of sorts will arrive. Now I did have, I wish this cartridge was in something. I do see that some of the pins that I ripped my fingers apart on are a little bit bent. Perhaps I should try heating with a little solder. But at this moment, I will not. I'm not set up for that yet. Anyway, here, I'm not giving up on testing this machine. As you see, it has no keyboard. And every single chip. So I can see through the hole, except the SID chip, and I'm assuming the video chip, because the video chip is typically not soldered, except in the Vic20 that I found. Put that there. Let's see. This is another one of the 7 machines that I took to the world of Commodore. And this one in front of me is the Commodore 64 that was improperly marked as a Vic20 from the factory. And it seems to work just fine. This one, this must be it. Oh yeah, I made note of the number back on here. This one, every single major chip is not in it. And I found it like this in the basement, and it says that it was completely stripped, but when I populated it, it worked. So that's always a good thing. Anyway, I guess I was testing other things, and I took everything back out. I'm not going to populate it right now. I'm certainly not going to try the dead test. Let's see what we have here. This one, oh, okay. Oh, it has a foot. My foot has come off. This one, 6526 chip, looks like it's been replaced and put, not a regulation socket put in. The video chip is missing. What do we have on our list? P207679, oh yeah, this is it. Dead. 2 chips socketed, replaced, still dead. Alright, so this one will need more attention. It will, at some point. What do we have here? Here's one. It has all the chips. Only the video chip is socketed. This is a Vic replaced flash ×2. So this would mean that using the same test, not the Dead Test Cartridge that I have here that's not working, that it flashed twice, implying that it didn't work. Well, I have no doubt it still doesn't work. But let's see. Stranger things have happened. Indeed, nothing has happened. But one thing I do want to do, as I found in the past, I don't know what the 2 flashes means, but often it's some sort of RAM thing, and I do find that bad RAM chips have a way of heating up fairly promptly, fairly quickly. some other chips here. Well, hard to say. I don't really feel round chips getting hot. Well, I suppose, just for fun, I'll stick the dead test socket in it, and I will find that it doesn't respond. It probably will not flash. It will do nothing, because the dead test is dead.
Your luck will change for the better.
Well, we'll see about that. Alright, so far, everything seems accurate. What is this? This is an old original board. Let me get my spectacles. You can always tell the originals because the cover for the video chip is much bigger. So this is a 3, hard to read, 326298, revision A, 1982. And what does it say here? Revision A. Did, bad, good. What does that mean? Anyway, it has had some work done on it. It definitely has some sockets that are not originals. Nothing wrong with that. What have we got there? Chips good. Sit bad. What I am getting? Nothing. Not anything. I wonder if this used as toast. I do not know. One of the things I like about this is the RAM chips are ceramic. All chips are fine, all chips are good, but ceramic chips, I like them. They just look better. Now here we have a 64 that I had out at the show, which is missing number 9 key, because a fellow showed up and he needed exactly this key. So I decided I would open it up and send him away. He lived a long way away. It was much easier to just do it. What is this? C-A, 1, 3, oh, okay. Supposedly this works. Well, I'm assuming, because of the way the chip goes through, where the key was that I did not have to unsolder, because I found the idea of having a hot soldering iron around there somewhat dangerous. So I had one there, but I never used it. So let's turn this on. And yes, it works. Isn't that magical? Yeah. Just for fun, because this might be a different something. Who knows? I will put the Dead Test Cartridge in.
Others can't help you now.
True. Well, while that's doing nothing, let's look at this one. Oh, no sticker. No serial number. So, I'm sure works, but the cartridge flashed once. There was also a thing I learned there. Now I haven't actually put it into practice yet, but some of the Commodore game cartridges, I gotta remember which ones they were. You can have a 64 that looks like it's fine, but still has issues. But the game cartridge will show you, especially if it's RAM problems, it will do strange things will come up on the screen. So just because you turn it on doesn't mean, when it comes up already, it doesn't mean it's perfect. Let's see what happens when we turn it on. It appears to be perfect. But according to this, it has issues. And of course I will put this in and it will do nothing. And I will be possibly so. Anyway, I was on the internet recently, and I did find there was another test cartridge that had more to it than this one. And so I ordered it. The one thing I never liked about this one, although it did, you know, it showed some things, it was not elaborate as another one that I know I have somewhere that I have the whole harness for that I can't find. But it did enough to help. But one thing I didn't like is it only tested 3 of the 4 voices of the SID chip. Don't understand. So anyway, whenever this arrives, I'm hoping it will be more helpful and that it will work. Because this one is dead. Ugh. Still hurts my fingers. So I'll have to check on this. So those are the 764s that were found. I'm using here a Commodore 128 power supply that has been altered for the 64. I like it, but it doesn't have the DIN plug around it, so you just gotta, takes a little tinkering. And here we have the Commodore Vic20 not a Vic20 at all. But still, the fellow I bought it from believes that it is. Remember, it had a bad 6526. Now, do I have... I thought I might have a cartridge, but I do not. No. What's up? My golly. Tell me, it's not so. We are in a twilight zone. My twilight zone thing is having issues. I spun the batteries.
That was easy.
Once in a while, this doesn't stop. Unless you press the button. Try again.
Your assumptions are wrong.
Yes, that was possibly true. Well, at some point, the new diagnostic cartridge will arrive. It says diagnostic and utilities cartridge, but I haven't seen it do anything except right now not work. Anyway, perhaps I will try to heat up the solder and see what's what, perhaps. But for the moment, it's just good to be kind of set up to record. I have to do something on 8032. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Somewhere up here, which I will find, is a diagnostic tool to put inside of a pet to tell you things. And I keep meaning to try it. I think I probably had it about 3 months, and I keep saying, yes, I'm going to do that. Because I have an 8032 that is going to go up for sale. But I want to run this thing through it, but I just haven't got to it. But maybe today is the day. Perhaps. But if I do that, I think what I can do is use this so that I can show you the pet screen up there. Let's see if this has any words of encouragement.
The lesser of two evils is still evil.
Well, I'm not sure if that's helpful or not. Anyway, oh, look. This is the video chip cover of a Vic20. Anyway, I think it is time to bid you farewell for the moment and see about getting the 8032 in position here. I might have to move some things. I might have to retweak some things. But it is time. And I really do want to see this diagnostic thing doing its magic. Apparently what you do is you take out the 6502 chip and you put this in, with the dip switches in the correct locations, and it will do magical things. So stay tuned. Penny? Sheldon, are you out there? I know they're out there. I thought they would come say hello, but it seems not. Oh well. Until we meet again.